Tes. Assalamualaikum. Halo, tes. Assalamualaikum. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start our event today. Please be ready to join this seminar. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our event
Morning.
Morning.
The Honorable Dean of Faculty, Teacher, Training and Education, Dr. Sadulo Gembong M.Pd, Chief of English Education Department, Dr. Erli Widiani Setiati, S.Pd, M.Pd. Our keynote speaker one of today's seminar, Dr. Irham Ishak from Universiti Teknologi UNITM Malaysia. Welcome to UNIPMA, sir. And keynote speaker two, Rosita Sari, M.Pd, Ph.D. from Universitas PGRI Madiun. And last, all of the participants of today's seminar. Let me begin by giving you a warm welcome to the third seminar of English Education, Literature, Linguistics, Elitics 2024 as the yearly program held by Department of English Education, Universitas PGRI Madiun. Let me introduce myself first. I, Pupu Janggi Mahastu, will be the MC of today's event. Ladies and gentlemen, today's agenda will be one, opening, and then national anthem of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya. Third, piece for precision. Next is photo session, seminar, and closing. Ladies and gentlemen, the first agenda is opening. Let's say thanks to our God who have got us guidance, happiness, and healthy so we can attend this event this morning. Let's begin this event by saying Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The second agenda are National Anthem of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya. The third agenda is speech. The first speech will be delivered by Dean of Teacher Training and Education, Faculty of UNIPMA, to Dr. Sabdullah Gembong, M.Pd. Please take your time.
Thank you, Puput. First of all, let us thank God, the Almighty, who has given His grace and guidance so that the third seminar on English education, literature, and linguistics with the theme of challenges and opportunities for English language education and language teaching in 5.0 era can be held successfully. I welcome all of you to this seminar, which has received great attention not only from university, but also from faculty, education communities to submit paper to be presented in this seminar. I express my highest gratitude and appreciation the presenter. I believe that this seminar will be source of innovative ideas, concept, and breakthrough in the development of education in future. This seminar will not be well organized without the support of various parties and contribution from participants. Therefore, I want to express my gratitude. I especially thank the organizing committee for their hard work, perseverance, and passion in preparing and organizing this seminar so that it can go well, smoothly, and successfully. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the speech, sir. Good morning. And the fourth speech will be delivered by Dr. Elri Widiani Setiatri as Head of English Department. To Dr. Elri, time is yours.
Thank you, Mbak Puput. Good morning, everyone. Okay.
Morning, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, Excellencies, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the behalf of the Department of English Education at Universitas PGRI Madiun, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the third seminar, English on English Education, Literature, and Linguistics, Elitics 2024. The themes, challenges and opportunities for English language education and language teaching in the era 5.0 era, addresses a crucial and timely topic that impact all of us in the field of English studies. Welcome to this department. The first is Dr. Irham Ishak. Good morning. Selamat pagi, Bapak.
Selamat pagi, Ibu.
Yeah, okay, nice to see you again from
Yes.
Universiti Teknologi Malaysia. And then the second speaker for today's seminar is Ibu Dwi Rosita Sari, Magister Pendidikan Ph.D. Good morning, Ibu from UNIPMA, yeah.
Good morning, Berli.
Yeah. And the Dean of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Universitas PGRI Madiun, Bapak Dr. Sabdullah Gembong, Magister Pendidikan. The Vice Dean of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Ibu Dr. Rosita Ambarwati, Sarjana Sastra Magister Pendidikan, and Ibu Dr. Dahlia Novarianing Astri, Magister of Science. The Secretary of the Department of English Education, Ibu Vita Venditianing Tias, Sarjana Sastra Magister Pendidikan, all the lecturers from the English departments, English education departments, participants, my beloved students of the Department of English Education, Universitas PGRI Madiun. First of all, let us praise to the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has been giving us some blessings, happiness, healthy, and mercy, so we can attend and participate in this event without any obstacles. Praise and salutation be up to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the last messenger, the best figures of this universe, the person who is able to save us from Jahiliyah to the Islamia era. Bapak Dr. Wan Irham, thank you for accepting our invitations for this agenda, because this agenda is annually held by the English Education Department, and this is the third agenda of the Elitics this year. This activity is supported by the English Education Departments and then co-hosted by Universitas Nusantara PGRI Kediri, English Teaching Journals, and Elitics. I can report that the participants are around 160 from various levels, from the students, teachers, lecturers, and scholars. And the second day of this seminar, we have 70 presenters. As we gather virtually via Zooms, we encourage all participants to actively engage with our speakers, ask questions, share the experiences, so that this seminar is not only an opportunity to learn, but also to connect with fellow educators and scholars who share the passion for the advancing English educations. Hopefully, by conducting this activity, we can know, we can share the cultural, the newest informations, and also the recent empirical study, so it can enrich our knowledge. And also, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our distinguished speakers for joining us and the organizing committee for their hard work in making this event possible. Your dedication and effort are deeply appreciated. Thank you. Once again, welcome to the third seminar on English education, literature, and linguistics. Let us make the most this opportunity to learn, collaborate, and innovative. This is my speech for today's opening in this seminar. Thank you. I hope that all of you have an inspiring and productive in this seminar by saying Basmalah, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This event is started officially. Thank you very much for everyone. Sorry for the inconvenience and any mistake. Good morning. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for a warm welcome from Dr. Elitics from UNIPMA. And ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is praying session to Mr. Samsul Arifin. Please take your time.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear respected audiences, let's unite our heart and mind to pray, seeking the guidance and blessing of Allah, the Almighty, so that we may always be under His protection, safety, and guidance. For those who are Muslims, allow me to lead you in prayer. For those who follow other religions, please feel free to pray according to your faith and belief. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Birahmatika ya arhamar rahim. Ya Allah, ya Rahman. We gather here today in your presence, grateful for the opportunity to convene at this same seminar on English education, literature, and linguistics, Elitics 2024. We ask for your blessing on this gathering so that it may be fruitful and inspiring for all involved. We thank you, the Almighty, for the presenters' diligent preparation to share their knowledge and insight. Bless them with clarity, confidence, and the ability to communicate effectively so that their contribution their contributions to enlighten and enrich our understanding. We also ask for your guidance, the Almighty, for the participants who comes with eager minds and open hearts to learn and engage. May this seminar provide them with valuable knowledge, new perspective, and renewed passion for their studies and future endeavors. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Send us all the spirit of collaboration and mutual respect, fostering an environment where ideas can flow freely and meaningful connections can be made. May this seminar be a platform for academic, personal, and professional growth. Finally, we pray for the smooth execution of this event, that all technical aspects run smoothly, and that everyone involved remains safe and healthy throughout the duration. Allahumma aini ala zikrika wa syukrika wa husni ibadatika. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alaina innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa salatu wa salamu ala sayyidil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Mr. Samsul. And before we come to the main session of our event today, the next agenda is photo session. To all of the participants, please open your camera to take our photo today. And for the operator, please be ready to take our picture. We will start in the slide 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. To the next slide. 1, 2, 3. Next. 1, 2, 3. Okay, last. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much for the photo. And ladies and gentlemen, and the next agenda, finally, we've come to the main session after the event, the third seminar of English Education, Literature, and Linguistics, Elitics 2024, with theme Challenge and Opportunity for the English Language Education and Language Teaching in 5.0 era, that will be led by Mr. Samsul Arifin, M.Pd, as the moderator. Mr. Samsul, please take your time.
Okay, thank you very much, Ibu Puput Yangimastu. Good morning, distinguished guys, respected colleges, and dear participants.
Good morning.
Okay, welcome to the National Seminar on English Education, Literature, and Linguistics, Elitics 20 and 24. It is an honor to have you all here today. The seminar provides a platform for sharing knowledge, exploring new ideas, and engaging in meaningful discussions. To kick off the event, I'm delighted to introduce our esteemed keynote speaker, Dr. Wan Irham bin Ishak. Good morning, Dr. Wan Irham.
Good morning, Bapak Samsul.
Okay, it's very nice to see you this morning.
Yes.
We met 3 years ago in Thailand, and I'm very happy to see you in today's session.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Okay. So to start with, I'm going to read about several curriculum vitae of Dr. Wan Irham bin Ishak. Okay. Dr. Wan Irham bin Ishak is a renowned scholar in English with a distinguished career spanning over 2 decades. Okay. He holds a Ph.D. philosophical doctor in English language from University Putra, Malaysia, And now he is a senior lecturer on the Department of English and Linguistics, Akademi Pengajian Bahasa Universiti Teknologi Mara Kedah, Branch, Malaysia. Uh, from the CV, we know that Dr. Wan Irham is interested in language or English for specific purposes, discourse and communication studies and applied linguistics. Dr. Wan Irham is also a professional membership for several associations, and he has been granted for many research grants, whether it is in Malaysia or internationally. Dr. Wan Irham taught Deputy Director of Students Affairs, UITM Malaysia, from 2019 to 2023, and also supervised for a lot of postgraduate students. And here are some selected lists of publications. I'm not going to read it at all, Doctor. I know that you have other publication out of this listed, and I'm going to read that you are very interested in speech accommodation strategies, in the selling of life insurance, and also language international in the closing presentations of life insurance sales talk. And we know that awardees, Dr. Wan Irham was awarded as Anugerah Pangkhidmatan Cemerlang UITM, and we know from here twice, everybody twice. It's not only one, but he has been granted twice. And here are several research grants, as you can see on the screens, and we really appreciate it. And Dr. Wan Irham also hold as a consultation professionals in inter-campus communication among Asian and also all over the world. And a lot of seminar workshops been joined, and also a lot of papers presented on seminar and also published in reputable journals. And at the end, I'm going to show you that Dr. Wan Irham also has several teaching innovations, one of which is collaborative teaching project for academic writing, model for content and delivery with the certificate of innovation and also awarding organization. Okay. Dear respected audiences, now please join me in welcoming Dr. Wan Irham Diniska to the stage without further. Okay, Dr. Wan Irham, the time is yours.
Thank you very much, Bapak Samsul Arifin. Nice to meet you again, ya. Online this time, daring, daring,
Yes,
bukannya
nice to
luring.
meet you. Ya, daring, Bapak. Okay, thank you.
Kali pertama bertemu, luring.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Luring in 2019.
Yes.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yang terhormat the Dean of Teacher Training and Education, Bapak Dr. Sardulo Gambong, Deputy Deans, and also the Head of English Department, Dr. Adelaide Widiani Setiati, fellow dosen-dosen, fellow keynote speakers, Dr. Dwi Rosita Sari, have you on screen right now. All right, and of course, we have our participants of the third seminar on English Education, Literature and Linguistics, Elitics 2024, as well as students of Universitas, PGRI Madiun, and all participants. Salam hormat, salam kenal from Malaysia. My name is Wan Irham, and I am very happy to be here today. Thank you very much for Universitas PGRI Madiun for inviting me as one of the keynote speakers. Saya amat besar hati. Am I using the correct word?
Ya, Bapak. Terima
Ya,
kasih
ya,
kembali.
sama-sama.
My pleasure. Okay.
Yeah. Can I share screen now, Mas Samsul?
Yes, of course, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Try to share screen.
Okay.
Yes, it's very clear and your voice
Okay.
is audible.
Okay. Boleh ya? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, can I use both a little bit of Bahasa Malaysia Indonesia in my English presentation?
Yes, of course.
Boleh ya? Okay.
Ya,
Right.
boleh, Bapak.
Okay.
Tapi saya,
So,
okay,
ya, saya
silahkan.
macam mana?
Okay.
Full English?
Tidak, bisa. You may use both,
Okay.
English, Malaysian. Kami
And
di
also,
Indonesia sudah terbiasa dengan bahasa Ipin dan Upin, Bapak Wanirham.
okay. So I will
Jadi,
code switch. I will code switch.
yes. Okay,
Okay.
take the floor. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So what we are going to do, don't worry about the big words here, bridging the academia industry gap, addressing the English language needs. What we are going to share, I'm going to share with you today is basically how to cook. Ya. Bagaimana hendak memasak. When we want to cook something, we must know what we are cooking. Yeah, whether it is kalau di Malaysia masak lemak, asam pedas, we must know what we want to to buy, what we want to find, whether it is jahe, whether it is ginger, yeah, and serai and other ingredients. And this is also important when it comes to us in the teaching industry. Yeah, in the teaching industry, what we need is we need to produce students. And what kind of students? Students that are marketable. And of course, in Malaysia, as well as in ASEAN countries, as well as in the world, the proudest moment of university is when we tell people, when we tell other universities that our students are employable. We are talking about graduate employability, keboleh pasaran mahasiswa. How many students graduate today in 2024, and how many of them, and what is the percentage that will be employed by employers? Yeah. So in order to do so, we must know what the employers want. Apa yang majikan mahukan. Okay, does it move, Mas Samsul, from now content?
Yeah.
Is it content now? Content
No,
introduction.
it's still the first slide.
The first slide. Okay, I think I know. It has to be like this.
Yeah. Yes.
Now it moves, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what my speech will be about. Yeah, I believe we have the same idea, we have the same scenario, and I take this opportunity untuk berkongsi, ya, to share a little bit of my experience in the local as well as international arena. Because like it or not, since a few years, and it has been more than 10 years with Thailand, Indonesia, a few years, more than 5 now. We are looking at the graduate employability, and it is very important. And that's why I have outlined my speech kepada subtajuk, tajuk-tajuk berikutnya, understanding the employer's requirements, English for specific purposes, past studies, point of view of the industry, equipping students with relevant skills, materials for university, and conclusion. It seems a lot, yeah, but along the way, you know why. Yeah? You know why. So let's move on. So a little bit of introduction. Malaysia is multicultural as well as multilingual. And since kita satu rumpun, we have bahasa. In Malaysia, we call it Bahasa Malaysia. In Indonesia, we call it Bahasa Indonesia. And then we have second language, that is English. And English is widely spoken in workplaces in Malaysia, yeah, especially in multinational companies, private companies, agencies, and so on. Okay, very importantly, we also have other languages. We have Chinese languages, we have Mandarin, we have Cantonese, we have Hokkien, and we have also Indian languages. We have Tamil, we have Urdu, and other dialects. Yeah? It depends on where they are from the original country. The southern Indians, they speak Tamil, while the northern, they speak Hindi, Urdu, and other languages. And we have all these multicultural groups in the Borneo of Sabah and Sarawak. And in Sarawak itself, in one of the journals that I referred to, there are 27 spoken languages among the people in Sarawak. We have Dayak, we have Murut in Sabah, we have Kadazan, Dusun, yeah. And then on top of that, that's the language at home, that's language at school, and now what language do we speak in university? Of course, in UITM, the medium of instruction is English. Whether the students are taking Islamic banking or whether the students are taking engineering, the language is English. Yeah? The language is English. Textbooks are in English. Examinations are conducted in English. And in this case, in the introduction, we have here employers also seek candidates who are proficient in English. Yeah, so this is also important right now. Like it or not, the linguistic scenario is that the linguistic situation in Malaysia is that even though sekiranya saya kata saya hanya bercakap satu bahasa, saya hanya bercakap bahasa Melayu. But like it or not, in Malaysia, even if you claim that you speak only one language, there must be a mixture of English, a mixture of other local languages. Yeah? The same goes with the Chinese speakers and Tamil speakers. In their conversation, they have Malay language in their words and sentences. And very importantly, also, we look at the third point. The reasons why English is needed is because we are dealing with international companies. We are dealing with a lot of foreign investors. And foreign investors, the common language is English. Yeah, the common language is English. And most importantly, I start from the beginning, a lot of presentations and group discussions are conducted in English, right? So today, ladies and gentlemen, ibu-ibu, bapak-bapak, we are going to look at to discuss the required English language skills as viewed by the industry representatives, as well as discuss how to prepare graduates with the relevant skills. Yeah, with the relevant skills. All right. So we move on to this one. Straight away, I am showing you ini adalah iklan, advertisement, job advertisement, real job advertisement. Yeah. real job advertisement that we have in Malaysia. We have Toyota Malaysia as well as Nestle. Toyota, of course, I see that Toyota Indonesia also is very unique. Ya. Tetapi Toyota Indonesia tidak jual kereta sedan, kereta selun. Hanyalah MPV, SUV. That's very interesting because in Malaysia we have Toyota Vios and Toyota Camry and Toyota Altis. But in Indonesia, the customers like SUV more.
Yes, that's benar. That's true, Dr.
That's
William.
true, eh?
Yes. Toyota Avanza SUV is
Yes.
the most favorite city car.
And wow, I see you have more selections of Toyota Avanza, Innova, and so on in Indonesia. Okay. So we have the position here, executive continuous improvement, Kaizen. We have here requirements, of course, at least bachelor degree, 2 and 3 years working experience. And in blue over here, good spoken and written English. Yeah. Nestle, the position here is knowledge management specialist. Requirement here, bachelor degree, working experience, and also the blue one here, fluency in both written and spoken English. To us, it means a lot. Maybe to our students, good spoken and written English, they will say, well, I can speak good English and I can write my WhatsApp messages very easily. And thank God, with the advancement of technology, right now we have apps, we have software that will help us to write good English. Google Translate and all other AI bots that can help us to write. But can they help us to speak? Can they help us to deliver messages fast in the meeting? So that's very important. So over here, what is the meaning of good spoken English and good written English? So we will look for more in order for us to understand. Yeah. So when we are in university, like it or not, in Malaysia, as well as I believe in Indonesia and all other locations, we look for and we teach ESP. What is ESP? It is defined as the function of English in any language courses, whereby the aims are to specifically design a course that meet the needs of a particular group of students. Richard and Smith, 2010. Many years ago, when I was doing my master's, and Mr. Samsul already read my CV just now, and it looks how senior I am actually, yeah.
Karena memang sudah
Sudah
sangat luar
senior,
biasa, Dr.
iya.
Irham.
Masih belum pensiun saja lagi. Okay. Masa saya buat masters itu, saya buat ESP ya, in English for Specific Purposes. Bidang ESP ini bermula di Birmingham many years ago, and among the top scholars pada waktu itu adalah Hutchinson and Waters, 1987, because they want to equip working adults with specific English language. Yeah, specific English language in order to upgrade their level so that they can get promotion, so that they can get salary increment, so that they can function better in their job. Yeah, like it or not, tidak semua yang berada di UK itu boleh berbahasa Inggeris untuk tujuan khusus, for specific purposes, untuk tujuan tempat kerja. And now, Alhamdulillah, the English for specific purposes movement has widened, and to me, it is very beneficial because it helps us to prepare our students for work. So we know that our students, whether they will go into science and technical, engineering, medicine, or humanities and social sciences. So we can help our students, equip them with words, jargons, vocabulary, uh, presentation, specific skills they require. Okay, let's move on. Yeah? And these are some of past studies. I identified 2 foreign studies as well as 2 local studies. Okay, Glomo Narzoles, they investigated workplace English language needs and pedagogical implications in ESP. Of course, they identify speaking is very important, is frequently used. All right. Next, listening. Listening and speaking, they come together. But what is the problem is accents, pronunciation, slang, and idiomatic expression. I agree. Yeah? Listening, the only way to listen to different accents is by sending our students to overseas, by using material that are from other English languages. So if I want to teach my students British English, I have to use videos, songs with that kind of accent. Americans, no problem. We have a lot of movies. Yeah? And then speaking problems due to pronunciation, lack of confidence, and grammar. I identified some simple pronunciation. Okay, I type this where some students pronounce it as honest, while the correct pronunciation is honest, silent H. Yeah, so that's normal. And we are here in university, we want to make sure that the student will pronounce it as honest. We don't want them to pronounce it as honest because later when they go to the interview, the interviewer will ask them, didn't your lecturer correct you in university that the pronunciation of this word is honest, not honest? Yeah, reading problems due to difficulty in understanding technical terms. Technical terms, yeah, like I mentioned just now, we are talking about science and technology, engineering, and this is what we need to teach our students, that they need to be resilient. Jangan mudah mengalah. Of course, when we first come to university, we know only a little bit, and when you go to work, we will learn along the way when we are working. Okay, over here, Nick Mastura, English language needs among service sector workers in Malaysia. Listening is very important. Yeah, listening. Reading skill is also important in order to read emails. Yeah, emails by superiors, emails by customers. Speaking skills, negotiation, yeah, and writing skill. To us, it's very easy. To us, it's very we can understand this. And then Muhammad Zul Fazli and Raha, English language needs among administrative support staff. This is also interesting. Having a good English ability will increase their chance of being promoted to a higher position. So, And English is mostly used during interaction with foreign staff and students, and they need to improve their English writing skills. And Clarice, long-term workplace communication needs of business professionals of different positions use English for different job scope and frequencies, and they also need emails, minutes, and socializing in English. And some feels that it is difficult. So this is from past studies. What I would like to highlight today, Bapak-Bapak, Ibu-Ibu, yeah, I communicated with industry players, industry representatives. I communicated with 3 industry representatives for the purpose of this today's speech, today's presentation, because I want to listen to them. What is it that they are practicing now? Yeah. So I communicated with 3 industry representatives, and 2 are from oil and gas and 1 from agricultural business. And all of them have more than 10 years of experience. And 1, I think, have more than 20. Yeah. So what does industry representative 1 say? This person is from oil and gas, and I asked, in the hiring process, what sort of language and communication skills do you look for? And this person is one of the interviewers. One of the interviewers. And the response is good command of English language, spoken and writing. And the same applies for Bahasa Malaysia. And then good and outstanding interpersonal skills with an ability to communicate with internal and external stakeholders at multiple levels. I believe students, when we ask them apa itu interpersonal skills, they can give the definition: interpersonal skills, intrapersonal, mass communication, and so on. Tapi how to make it, how to do it, bagaimana nak buat? Macam saya jumpa Mas Samsul di Thailand. We met, Mr. Samsul, and we
Ya,
shake hand, we shake hand, salam.
ya benar.
Benar. Kemudian senyum-senyum,
Betul.
tukar nombor
Ya,
telefon, and so on, right?
ya benar, Dokter.
Interpersonal skill. And to us, it's quite easy. Tapi ada orangnya, bila di majlis antarabangsa, dia hanya akan berdiri di belakang. Dia akan mengelak daripada bertemu dengan orang lain. Yeah? So saya bersama Mr. Samsul, we are very good in our interpersonal skills. So we establish good rapport, diingati sehingga hari ini, ya. And so this is also what we have to teach. Kerana antara soalan-soalan that my students ask me, or they ask while scratching their head, nak cakap apa? What do I say? How to say? They don't know. Yeah. For example, when they want to enter your office, they knock on the door. What do they say? When the lecturer says, come in, what do we say? Yeah, interpersonal communication. Because most of the time right now, we communicate via social media. We forget that we also have a real conversation with real people, face to face, where it involves facial expression, a smile, eye contact, body language, and how we use all this to show that we are happy to meet the next person. We are happy to meet you. Yeah? Good and outstanding presentation skills. This is in the oil and gas industry, and able to articulate clearly to deliver the message. Well, this is a challenge since COVID-19, because during COVID-19, our students present in front of the camera, in front of their laptops. But what do you discover with the students now? Can they present in front of us, in front of the class, confidently, or are they still referring and reading to, for example, their phones or their tablet? Yeah. And then the next one, report writing, outstanding presentation, representing the PowerPoint, able to translate data and analytics into understandable report and presentation, which means that they must be able to read and understand the graph and say it in the simplest words possible. Yeah? Industry representative 2 was positioned in Middle East. Yeah? So in the Middle East, the point that I would like to highlight here, emailing and responding to disputes during construction. So what sort of language and communication skills do you look for? It is not just responding to emails, but disputes during construction. And this person is involved in a lot of field work. Yeah? And the third representative, ladies and gentlemen, is in agribusiness. In the hiring process, what sort of language and communication skills do you look for? In Malaysia, in the interview, the interviewers will begin the interview in English, and they will observe how a candidate presents himself or herself. The purpose is to test the command of English and how one presents ideas. If one is not proficient, he or she will not be able to do so. And the last one is also very important. To reduce the number of candidates, English is one of the measurements, having good English. Yeah. So it is very important. Being able to converse in English is a plus point. All right. So now, understanding all from the literature review and from what we are doing, from what my conversation with industry players, we move on to look at what we are doing. And I believe UNIPMA and also other Indonesian universities, we are equipping our students with relevant skills too. Yeah. So what we need to do is we need to teach relevant skills to our students. And not just to teach, but to assess and evaluate them by having role play, group discussion, presentation, class practice, as well as out of classroom activities where they engage in clubs, visits, international programs, and I believe in Indonesia and Thailand, you have international internship, right? Where you send students from Indonesia to the Philippines, to Thailand, in order to live, uh, in order to let the students live in that foreign country for a few months, which I believe is very, very good. Mr. Samsul, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Okay, I still have some time, right? I still have
Yes,
some
of
time, right?
course. A lot of
Okay.
time. Okay.
Okay. Okay, this is one over here, ladies and gentlemen. Materials for university diploma level. Okay, in UITM, what we have here, we have diploma level, bachelor degree level, and these two are the core business of UITM. We also have postgraduates. Yeah, postgraduates. We have masters and PhD. So diploma level, in this case, production skill, speaking. Semester 1, we have role play, yeah, we have informal setting. Why semester 1 is crucial? Because semester 1 is the transition from secondary school. Transition from secondary school to university. We have Form 1 until Form 5 in secondary school. And then we have semester 1 in university. They are engaged in a role play, and the situation here more informal, yeah, more informal role play between two students. This is to ease from school to university and to get the students to be able to talk in English, to converse. And in the role play, usually the situation is not yet occupational situation, but the situation is more towards study related matters, how to advise a course mate to study English, how to advise uh, a friend to mix with other people, how to advise friends to tackle difficult subject. Yeah. In semester 2 diploma, we move on to discussion. Yeah. We move on to discussion. And in the discussion, the situation is to formal setting now, from informal setting to formal setting. And when we have discussion, the participants are more. Yeah, the participants are more. Semester 1, 2 people. Semester 2, the discussion is more, 4 people. While in semester 3, individual oral presentation, which to me is very challenging. Yeah, individual presentation takes keberanian, takes courage. Yeah? So the the task is to review a movie, yeah? To review a movie of their own choice, whether the movie is action, whether the movie is comedy, romantic, and so on. But our students must receive our approval first before they conduct their movie review. Yeah? They come, they present, and so on. Okay, so this is material for diploma. Okay, semester 1. This is the example. Study the stimulus given. Yeah, you are given 7 minutes to prepare your responses with your partner. Both of you are given 5 minutes to present. All right. So students are to apply the language skills learned previously in schools and recap before this activity. For example, they can start by greeting each other, good morning, assalamualaikum, hi. Yeah, since it is informal, hi, hello, complimenting each other. You look good today. Your shoes are, I don't know, but I think Mr. Samsul, you should compliment a lady's pair of shoes, something like that. Huh? And then um, reminding others. Yeah. So this is one example. You and your friend plan to have lunch at the shopping mall, as it has been a long time since you last met each other due to the movement control order. Before entering the mall, you notice that he or she is not wearing a face mask. Act out the conversation between you and your friend regarding the importance of wearing a face mask in public areas. This question was more relevant, I think, 1 or 2 years ago. Yeah, the advice and so on during MCO. Yeah, but now we are. I think in Indonesia also free, right? No more mask, right?
Ya,
No.
sekarang bebas tidak
Be-
bermasker, dokter.
oh, okay.
It's not an obligation anymore.
Okay.
Even some presidents still believe that they should keep their body healthy by wearing mask. Okay,
Yes,
keep
the,
continuing, Doctor.
the same with Malaysia. Some of them,
Yeah.
they are still using masks.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's look at this one. Materials for university and diploma semester 2. Yeah. Now, preparation time is shorter, 2 minutes. Okay, the situation. Okay. This activity requires a student to apply his or her speaking skills in presenting opinions. Not just presenting opinion, but you must justify your opinion. The situation here, express food delivery services like GrabFood, Food Panda, Bungkusit, and Dah Makan, to name a few, have become popular in Malaysia. Explain the benefits of such services to our society. Point. One of the benefits of using express food delivery services is they save time. Elaborate. So we must provide ideas. Yeah, we must provide ideas, and for us, the examiner, we must also be able to guide them that justification is very important because they save time. It saves time because when we order, we don't have to drive to a restaurant, and then at the restaurant, we have to order the food, and then we have to wait for the food to be prepared, and then for the food to we have to bring the food back to our house and we eat together with our family. It will take, for example, 2 hours due to traffic jam and so on. It saves time when we use our food delivery services because the food can be delivered to our house within 20 to 30 minutes time, something like that. Okay, and they must be able to prepare within 2 minutes. Okay, so semester 2, this is group discussion. Yeah, this is the situation. All right. So let's look at this video. Yeah, I will show you this video. Should I stop or okay, let's try to move on straight away? Yeah?
Just try to move on straight away, sir.
Okay, this one. Can you see the video now?
No, we haven't seen the video yet.
Is it working now? Is it the video?
No, sir.
No, okay, I think so stop
Yeah.
sharing.
Yeah.
Let's, okay. Okay, this is sample video.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is on screen projecting, sir.
General manager, I heard
The sound is also audible.
general manager, I
The sound is not audible?
Audible, sir.
Yes.
Very clear.
Audible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking for you. Please have a seat. So how are you today, general manager?
I'm doing great, thank you. How about you?
Well, my work has been really slow lately, but other than that, I'm doing pretty well.
Well, speaking of slow, some of our employees has actually come forward about the topic related to it.
Oh, is that so? What was their concern about?
I've been hearing concern from our team about the lack of training and development opportunities. Have you noticed this as well?
Yes, it's actually been a recurring issue lately, and our employees have been feeling stagnant. They are seeking opportunities for growth.
It's essential we address this promptly. Stagnation leads to turnover and affects our competitiveness. What do you think is causing this lack of opportunities?
I believe it's partly due to the lack of structure for our training programs as well as resources. We need to invest more in developing our team.
Yep, we should start by assessing each department needs and designing tailored training programs. Besides that, we could explore external workshops or online courses.
That sounds like a solid plan. We also need to create a culture that values continuous learning and development in our company.
Absolutely. Leaders should lead by example by participating in training themselves and encouraging their teams to do the same too. Let's prioritize this and schedule a meeting to discuss about the implementation?
Sure, I'll start gathering feedback from our team to ensure that the training program that we provide meet their needs. We can then roll out the initiatives gradually.
Great. Together, we can create a supportive environment where our employees can thrive and contribute to the company's success.
Thank you so much for bringing up this issue, General Manager. I'll get started on the task that we've discussed.
You're welcome, and thank you as well for giving some great suggestions to solve this problem. Let me know if you need any assistance or further clarification.
Will do. Have a great day, General Manager.
You too, Balika. Take care.
Yeah, I believe, there are, I will show you a few more videos, and they are, they are samples. They are not the best, but in this one, in this case, this video, they are better because even though you can see that they were reading, but the intonation and so on, it sounds a bit natural, a bit natural. And what do you think, Mr. Samsul?
Yes, I think what a great video and learning sessions for an integrated skills, combining role-playing classes and discussion classes, not only from an informal setting, but also the stages are very clear. The students can easily learn how to face face-to-face negotiations, as you stated previously. The example says clear, and the strengthening point, the dictions, and also the languages. I think it's quite hard for me as a lecturer to handle such kind of teaching ideas, but it is it's very inspiring, Dr. Irham.
Yeah, they are diploma level students.
Oh, I see. I think they are on the bachelor or maybe a master degree.
Oh no.
Yeah, but their English are also very good.
Okay. Okay, and let's move on to the next one.
Yes, keep continuing,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is semester 3. Yeah. Semester 3, diploma level. Students have to choose one movie and present his or her review of the selected movie. The duration of the presentation is 5 to 7 minutes. The suggested items to be covered include the following. They must give the background of the movie, the director, year release, production budget, the cast, protagonist and antagonist, the plot, beginning, climax and ending, the plot. Favorite scenes, they need to justify why that is a favorite scene. Favorite character, why Jack in Titanic is the favorite character. Lessons learned from the movie, and they need to elaborate more. And number 6 is what we want them to tell actually, because that's where evaluation from them is uh, is is uh, is what we want to hear. I was surprised, ladies and gentlemen, ibu-ibu, bapa-bapa, mahasiswa-mahasiswa kita tidak lagi menonton filem James Bond. James Bond is not for them.
Different ages, maybe, sir.
And I believe
Actually,
James
it is a very good film.
is a boring film.
Very good film. And
A
it's
very good film,
fun.
yeah, for
Yes.
me too. But not for them. They don't even know what James Bond
Yeah.
is.
Yes, yes.
I say, oh my God, I feel like we belong to different generations altogether.
But our mind in helping them develop in their ideas to face nowadays challenging is still, what is it like? We might be still keep in young in our
Yes,
ideas.
true.
Even we live a bit earlier than they are.
Yeah, a bit earlier.
A bit earlier. Keep talking. Okay, you may continue,
Okay.
Doctor. Okay.
So they go for animation, animation, Coco, and then some watch even the Avengers. The Avengers movie, some of them watch, but most of them they go for animation. Yeah? So let's look at another one. Let's look at another video. Individual presentation, movie review. Diploma level.
Assalamualaikum teman lecturer Dr. Rosita binti Darus and my fellow classmates. My name is Nur Dayu Atira binti Muhammad Hamzan. Today I'm going to do oral commentary based on the movie that I have chosen, which is The 5 Feet Apart. Firstly, I'll introduce to you the settings of this movie. This movie is a love story, so the genre of this movie is sad romance and drama. This film set most of the time at St. Grace Hospital, and this movie released on 7 March of 2019. Next, I will explain overview of a plot and introduce the character of this movie. This movie is based on the novel 5 Feet Apart, where two young teenagers, Stella Grant, who has stayed in hospital since meets with Will Newman, a new patient of cystic fibrosis. The hospital straightly forbidding them to meet and stay away from each other. Because of Will is not ready to take his illness, Stella takes a risk to help him instead. Day by day, they become more closer, and a feeling love start arose in their hearts. And the main character of this movie, which is Will Newman by Cole Sprouse and Stella Grant by Alido Richardson. Firstly, Will is very obstinate when it comes to follow the hospital regimen. He was willing to wait for his dad rather than follow treatment. Other than that, he is also very artistic. He draws a lot of things like cartoon and even real person like Stella. Secondly, Stella Grant. Stella is very disciplined when it comes to organize her daily life. She likes to make a long list what she will do every day and what she wants to do before she dies. Furthermore, she is also a very lovely person around the people she loves. She is willing to do anything for them as long as they can be happy. Now, I will explain the plot of the story. The story begins when Will Newman does not want to follow his hospital regimen. The hospital forbidding them because they easily get infected each other bacteria, which is significantly harmful to them, especially their lungs. But Stella, being so stubborn, and helps Will instead. One day, one nurse finds out that Will met with Stella secretly, and he got scolded because there is a couple tied in front of the nurse's eyes, and she just does not want the same thing happen again between him and Stella. Suddenly, Will realizes how dangerous he is to Stella, and he stopped seeing her for her safety. Due to Will refused to answer Stella's calls and did not show up when she asked to meet, Stella decides to do something like making a YouTube video about how to defend this disease so Will can be aware and they both can be again after this like always. After that, they start seeing each other back with a lot of protection, like Stella wearing gloves, and they using a Q-stick to measure the distance between them so they don't get infected easily. Furthermore, I'm gonna critique on this movie. The weakness of this movie is the ending part because it left hanging. It shows about Stella's life after she's getting a surgery, but they did not tell what exactly happened to Will after he moved. Like, is he still alive or he is dead? He's just missing like that. Next, the strength of this movie has an excellent storyline and creative ideas, like when they use a rare disease so everyone knows how dangerous this disease to their patients who suffers from it. In addition, they wisely come up with an idea to solve the problem faced between the couples since they both have this disease and want to stay together. It shows that the love is no boundaries. Let's wait for the improvement. I think still the ending part, in my opinion, they should show a preview of Will's life, like Stella's scene after she's getting surgery. If he's died, show some footage scene, or if he's still alive, they still can contact each other through the social media. In this movie, they use a lot of technology, things like mobile phone. After that, the moral of this movie is we will fight no matter how hard it is for someone we love. For example, like Stella, when we decide to stop seeing her, Stella did not give up and she find a lot of ways to meet with Will, and they both can spend time again like they always do. Secondly, Will, he realized that when he really loves someone, he needs to let go for their good. He does not want to become selfish because when he's selfish about his feeling, Stella will bear the consequence in the future. Last but not least, I will show you my favorite scene from this movie. The scene is where Stella meets with Will after she successfully persuades him. Originally, they need to stay away 6 feet apart, but Stella said she wants to stay 1 feet so that she can be closer to her partners. They are using a Q-stick at 5 feet to measure their distance. So that's how they come up with title 5 feet apart. The reason why I like this scene is because firstly, I like the way Stella is very genius when it comes to the people she loves. You can see clearly that both of them are so happy.
Okay, I think we should stop there. So what we have here is the assessment that are available online during the movement control order. But for your information, ibu-ibu dan bapa-bapa, right now, movie review is conducted face-to-face, luring, di dalam kelas. So apa kebaikan dalam kelas? Kebaikan dalam kelas, mahasiswa tidak boleh baca.
Spontaneous speech, Doctor.
Dia mesti presentationnya face to face in front of us. But again, we still have students who are not confident, and they want to refer from time to time to the screen and also to the notes. But by having face to face in presentation, it helps us a lot in order to help them improve their presentation rather than online. Okay, we move on a little bit more. Yeah. How long do I have, Mr. Samsul?
10 minutes
10
more for
minutes.
presentation,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Okay. So now we move on to materials for university bachelor degree students. Yeah. We have speaking, we have deliver speeches, we have forum discussion, presenting proposals, and presenting visuals. And at the bachelor degree level, the activity listed, they are more specific. Okay, and this speaking, we teach to all faculties. Yeah, and it also depends on the faculty study plan. Yeah, different faculty, they can choose different English code for them to choose. Okay, the activities are basic everyday communication as well as specific communication at the workplace. For example, when it involves presenting proposals, forum discussion. uh, So basically, what we want to make sure is that our students are able to understand there are differences between talking to friends as opposed to talking to superior, talking to subordinate, and talking to people of the same level. So let's look at this one, bachelor degree level video.
Hi, you must be Anisha. Sorry for the late introduction, but hey, I'm Amalina from the marketing department.
Oh, hi, Amalina. I'm Anisha, the newest members of research team.
So how are everything going so far for you here? Good?
Oh, I'm taking my time to get comfortable with the new environment here, but I think everything seems fine up to now. Anyway, thank you for your concern.
No big deal. If anything come in your way, don't be afraid to come up to me. I'll try my best to help you. By the way, it's near lunchtime. How about you come and join us? It's my treat since you are new here.
Oh, that's so thoughtful of you, Amalina. But thank you. I think I would rather grab something from the cafeteria and eat alone here.
Hey, why not? I won't let you eat here by yourself on your first day.
Oh, it's really fine. Don't worry. Besides, I find it very difficult to, mingle around. Especially with new faces. It just feels so unfamiliar.
Oh, that's not good. Well, starting a job can sometimes be incredibly daunting, right?
Oh, it would be great if we could all skip to the part where we feel confident, but we don't have that power, and so do I.
You are absolutely right. If you don't mind, may I know what makes you feel that way? Maybe I can help.
I don't have any specific reason, to be honest. I'm just introvert.
Okay, so that's the sample. Okay, again, the word honest, honest, and so on. And this is also how we ease our student from academic life in university to office life later. Some of them, they can imagine what office life is all about because they have working experience. But most of them, they have working experience at, for example, fast food restaurant, coffee, designer coffee restaurant, and so on, but not a real office situation. So, but at least they are more aware of conflict in friendship, conflict in time management, problem solving, and furthermore, yeah. Okay, a little bit more since we have short of time. This one is material for writing and reading, which I believe I will skip. Yeah, which I believe I will skip because our concern here today is more towards um, speaking, listening and speaking. So I would like to come to conclusion now, ladies and gentlemen, Ibu Bapa. In this session, which I believe is very lively, thank you to Mr. Samsul also. I have shared about the importance of English for specific purposes at the workplace and the ways to equip our students with relevant language skills. These skills are important to for them to master, and they are analytical, presentation, and communication skills. And in addition, job seekers need to have the ability to connect the dots and solve problems. They are also expected to have the drive to move forward, to be inquisitive and eager to learn and go beyond their role. And go beyond their role is my motto. I like this word. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's why go beyond their role is saya ini dosennya dosen bahasa Inggeris, tapi bila dijemput untuk menjawat jawatan timbalan rektor bahagian hal ehwal pelajar, saya terima juga. Itulah ceritanya.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Terima kasih lagi sekali ya, Mas Samsul dan juga semua di UNIPMA, Ibu Erli dan semuanya. Okay, we go back to you, Mr. Samsul.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Irham, for your insightful presentation. We know that it brings good insight to us and also all the audiences on how to focus more in developing the university graduates to meet the needs of industry nowadays. And all the settings of speaking classes is also very interesting. We need to focus on good command, outstanding interpersonal skills, and also other things over there. And audiences, it's time for you. We will now open the floor for questions. Please activate your raise hand features if you have questions, and wait for the microphone to be passed. And also, if you may also write several ideas or questions on the chat box. Kindly state your name and affiliation before asking your questions. And we ask that you keep your question concise so that we can accommodate as many as possible. Okay. Dr. Irham, while waiting
Yes,
for the questions,
yes,
I'm really interested in your presentation related to oral presentations, individual oral presentation in terms of movie review.
yes.
So how they articulate clearly to deliver messages to understandable report, and they also should combine their 21st century skills,
Yes.
languages, digital literacy in terms of movie editing, etc., and also creativity. And if I'm not mistaken, I found a lot of YouTube channels nowadays focusing on movie review, and the subscribers are varied. Lot of people subscribes, and I think the ideas is also demanding. I mean, they can use it in their what's it like daily life for the future. Um, uh, would you please a bit sharing about how to develop their skills? I mean, shifting from functional English in terms of formal and informal setting, role playing, discussion into the industry need. What should we do to meet the industry needs and also to shift between the classroom setting to the industry needs? It's very interesting.
Thank you, Mr. Samsul. Very interesting question. And like it or not, Malaysia dan Indonesia sama saja kalau pelajarnya akan bercakap bahasa kebangsaan. Kalau pelajar Melayu akan bercakap bahasa Melayu, pelajar Indonesia kalau dari rumpun Jawa akan bercakap bahasa Jawa.
Benar, Dokter.
Yeah.
And they prefer to use the Japanese or sometimes.
Yes. And I always tell my students, please use English in my class because this is the only time that you will use English. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I think what we need to give them is to give them a real life experience, real life situation where English is used. English is used. And not just, that's why our one of our innovations is collaborative teaching session, where we invite international lecturers, and I have a lot of friends from Indonesia, from Thailand, where I invite the docent, the lecturers, to deliver speech, to deliver lectures in my class, and I will allow my students to communicate with the international lecturers in English. So we provide a real situation. And then I believe what you are doing, universities right now, Malaysia, Indonesian, Thai universities, we send our students to another country. If we send our students to Thailand, like it or not, they have to use English because we don't understand Thai and the Thais don't understand Malay. But and this is how we use the language. But recently, I think the use of Google Translate is too much. We must try to reduce the use of Google Translate in order for our students to obtain proficiency. With the use of Google Translate, our students will not store anything here. They will not store anything here because they always have this. The brain is outside. The brain is outside. So they don't retain anything here. And then when they copy from Google Translate, finish, and then they forget. So language acquisition doesn't take place. So the best advice is sometimes please ask their cooperation to simply put away their phone and try to use English. And one of the strategies that I use with my own children is in the morning when I want to send them to school at 7 in the morning, ada berita radio, ada news on radio, and I will switch on and to the channel, English channel, and along the way I ask them to listen, and I will ask questions straight away, and I will highlight a few words of English so that they get. So the answer is to create as much a real situation as possible and to let them to listen to English words and to reduce the use of gadgets so that they retain here words, sentences, structures, grammar, and so on. Itu ya Mas Samsul.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wan Irham. Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, Doctor, we have a question on the chat box from Bapak Irfan Rifai. Okay, from Universitas
Bapak Irfan, salam kenal.
Bandung. Okay,
Yeah.
Bapak Irfan, please unmute your microphone.
Salam kenal Dr. Wan Irham.
Yeah.
Salam kenal Bapak Irfan.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Irfan. Thank you very much, Dr. Wan Irham, for bringing your hands-on experiences of bridging the academia and the industrial sector's needs in this talk. It's very useful. I was wondering if you could share your own perspective on how to improve the quality of ESP teaching in Indonesia, where English is being foreign language in which it differs from Malaysia. Okay.
Thank you very much, Bapak Irfan, for the question. For the question, how to improve the quality of ESP teaching in Indonesia. So the same scenario is happening in Malaysia. So what we have to do is actually we must agak keras lah ya, agak keras. We must use English all the time. And second, the exposure to English is more than simply Malaysian English as well as Indonesian English. Kerana apa? If we are talking about dosen daripada Malaysia mengajar ESP kepada mahasiswa Malaysia and dosen from Indonesia teaching ESP to Indonesians, we will understand English sentences even though they are not grammatical. So what we have to do right now, we have to actually tell our students to speak, to write English sentences. Because what we have right now, our students speaking in Bahasa Indonesia, speaking in Bahasa Malaysia, but directly translate to English. The structure-wise, it is still actually Bahasa Malaysia or Bahasa Indonesia. And in order to do so, number one, as we are teaching ESP, we must make sure the standard of English sentences, English spoken, we have to improve. And second, we must also get cooperation from the students. that we are not doing them anything, but the reward is later you get to understand the language better. And also what we can do is we can have
Check, Dr. Wan Irham. I'd like to say sorry for all participants, presenters, and also audiences. Our keynote speaker, Dr. Wan Irham, might be having technical problems related to the internet connection. Please keep waiting for a while we are contacting Dr. Wan Irham. Okay, while waiting, oh yeah, welcome, Dr. Wan Irham. I think you've got a technical problem with your internet connection a few moments ago.
sorry, just now I was out of this.
Oh, yes, that's okay. The internet connection
Yeah, internet connection.
problem. Okay, take the floor, Dr. Wan Irham.
Okay. Dan yang seterusnya, in order to help them improve their ESP is we must teach according to specific knowledge. Specific knowledge. Contohnya kalau stewardess, air stewardess, pramugara. Kalau di Indonesia dipanggil apa ya? Sama ke ibu bapa?
Sama.
Pramugara.
Yeah.
So the words, the sentence structure, the verb, kata kerja must be related to that so that they can improve. No more teaching general English. We only teach English untuk tujuan pekerjaan itu. Yeah. So for example, if my research, my PhD research is for bahasa Inggeris untuk tujuan penjualan insurance. How English is being used to sell insurance. So for insurance agents, they will learn specific sentence structure to help them sell insurance. No more teaching general English. So I believe apabila itu berlaku, mahasiswanya sama ada yang bekerja ataupun yang masih belajar, they will want to learn because the length of time will be shorter and it helps them specifically to improve their work. So itulah jawapan saya in order for us to improve. Especially ESP, kerana ESP kursusnya pendek dan untuk tujuan pekerjaan.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Bapak Irfan Rifai, PhD. Would you mind unmute your microphone and address it, Dr. Wan Irham, or say something?
Thank you so much, Dr. Wan Irham. Thank you.
Sama-sama, Bapak. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Although I'm not ESP teachers, but I can get the point of your perspective, and I will probably share my own experience to my colleagues. Thank you once again. Thank you so much, Dr. Wan.
You're welcome. Salam kenal dari Malaysia.
Thank you very much, Bapak Irfan Rifai, PhD. We keep Thank you for keep joining our agenda year by year. Last year and so this year, and we wish that you'll be happy with the seminar. Dr. Irham and also all the audiences, allow me to address Professor Bambang Yudi Cahyono, who have been joining the seminar. Good morning, Professor Bambang Yudi Cahyono from Universitas Negeri Malang. Would you mind unmute your microphone, Prof?
Yes, thank you very much, Pak, for welcoming me. Thank you. I enjoyed the presentation from Dr. Wan Irham. Thank you very much.
Selamat salam kenal Bapak Profesor Bambang.
Oh ya, salam kenal kembali Pak
Ya,
Pak Wan Irham.
ya,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prof. I wish that you keep enjoying this seminar. Would you mind sharing something related to the ideas, Prof? Or do you want to say something?
Maybe not at this session, yeah. Maybe not
Okay.
session. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prof. Bambang Yudi. Okay. Well, audiences, we are still opening for other questions. You may activate the raise hand features, or you may write your questions on the chat box. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all the audiences. And Dr. Wan Irham, I think your ideas is very, what is it like? Very interesting, and it give us another insights how to handle the speaking class actually, whether it is in diploma or bachelor degree, so that students can meet the need of the industry nowadays, how to shift the functional English to the real conversation as the industry representative said. The students should be strengthened out with good command, outstanding interpersonal skills, able to articulate clearly to deliver messages, data and analytic translation to understandable reports, and also responding to dispute delivery, construction, and also interview, face-to-face communication and face-to-face negotiation. And you also presented how to avoid using chatbot AI, for example, to help the student assisting, and by handling spontaneous face-to-face oral communication or oral negotiation. What a bright insight and good ideas for us. Dr. Wan Irham, as we conclude this session, I would like to express our gratitude to Dr. Wan Irham for this valuable contribution. Let me share a certificate, doctor. Okay. And your insight has undoubtedly enriched our understanding. And also, I'm honored to present this certificate of appreciation for your understanding contribution as keynote speaker at the Elitics Seminar 20 and 24, Dr. Wan Irham. Okay.
Mr. Samsul and also all Elitics committee members and also Universitas PGRI Madiun, I accept this certificate dengan besar hati. Terima kasih banyak-banyak.
Kembali kasih, Dr. Wan Irham.
Ya.
Kalau di kami biasanya menjawab terima kasih kembali. My pleasure.
Yeah.
And we are joking with apa namanya? Kembali kasih.
Kembali kasih. Matur nuwun.
Oh yeah. How could you understand that word, Doctor?
Because I have a lot of Indonesian friends.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Some sisters, brothers, and so on.
I see. Yes, we wish that we can meet again in the near future, having a face-to-face
Inshallah.
communication.
Inshallah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Irham.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay. Well, our audiences, once again, I'd like to say thank you to Dr. Irham Ishak, and thank you for all participants for your active engagement. And now we look forward to the continued sessions through another idea with the second speaker. Okay, please prepare yourself for another few minutes while we are going to ask the second speaker to take the floor. 1 minute preparation. Okay. Okay. Still, greeting by good morning, all the audiences, presenters, and also all participants, and also all audiences of Elitics seminars. Now we come to the second session of this seminar on English Education, Literature, and Linguistics 2024. And we've got our second speaker here. And we are going to allow you to meet online with our second speaker, Ibu Dwi Rosita Sari, Ph.D. Good morning, Ibu Dwi Rosita Sari, Ph.D.
Good morning, Pak Samsul. So, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear your voice very clear.
Thank you.
Okay. So before we start the agenda, let me read a brief curriculum vitae of Ibu Dwi Rosita Sari, Ph.D. And when on screen, you have already see it, that Ibu Dwi Rosita Sari is majoring in English education, and she finished her master degree from State University of Malaysia, and also she's got she's got her doctoral degree from Department of Education and Human Potential Development of National Donghua University, Taiwan. And Ibu Dwi Rosita Sari have been a lecturer of Universitas PGRI Madiun for more than 10 years, and and she is a professional in the area of TESOL and also speaking skills. And Ibu Dwi Rosita Sari also got some scholastic distinctions, such as a lot of research funding from the Ministry of Education in Indonesia, and also other international funding from Donghua University, Taiwan. And various publications have been concerned. So such as differentiated instruction, meeting the students' diverse needs and uniqueness, and also how the special adjustment toward positive testing in English-speaking class during the pandemic, and also shifting from the pandemic to the endemic. And another publication, other publications are varied to support his knowledge and expertise. And now, okay, to start the event, to start the second session, I'm delighted to introduce you to Ibu Dwi Rosita Sari, Ph.D. Please take the floor.
Thank you so much, Pak Samsul, for having me today, this morning. But firstly, I'd like to give my deep greeting to our Dean of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Dr. Sadullah Gembong, and then the Vice Dean, Ibu Rosita, and also Ibu Dahlia. And then the heads of the English Department Education that we have Ibu Erli. So, and our very honorable keynote speakers, the distinguished one, Dr. Wan Irham. Good morning, Doctor. Salam kenal.
Salam kenal, Doctor.
Yeah, and then I'd like also once to greet the Professor Bambang Yudi, nggih. Bapak, selamat pagi. Dan juga tadi just before right before is Bapak Irfan, Bapak Irfan. Good morning, and also all the fellows and also fellows lecturers and also fellow scholars, all the lecturers of English Education Department. Half are also my lecturers before in a bachelor degree. So good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me this morning, sitting together with you virtually. But then hopefully that our communication will be run well. Let me share the PowerPoint, Pak Samsul.
Yes,
okay. Thank you. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Visible.
Okay. Now, okay. So, good morning, Bapak Ibu. Before coming deeper to the implementations of this understanding into the classroom, then I'd like to little bit of a view what I've got in my dissertation, because I just finished my dissertation on September 2023. Then, yeah, then I'd like to get some points toward these ideas. Let me come into the performance of English, performing the English border pedagogy through narrative inquiry. So this is what I took in my dissertation, but some before that I have a background. Oh, this is not moved, but Samsul. Oh, here, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so this morning, I'd like to have some outlines. The first one is the introductions of the or the background on how I conduct these dissertations, and then narrative stories of border pedagogy, and then the narrative inquiry as the approach, and the narrative inquiry and English integrated skills, and the classroom implementation, and the last one is the conclusions. And starting with the introductions, everyone. I could start with the demographic conditions. So before I lived in Taiwan during 3 years, and I didn't get any any short time to have a holiday, because at that time 2020 to 2023 is in the pandemic era, so that there is no easily flight to go from Taiwan to Indonesia. So it forced me to live in Taiwan during the whole 3 years, and it gave me much of experiences which make me also interested more towards some point related to border pedagogy, and also border understanding toward the not only the territory of border, but also another coming deeper toward this understanding. So let me come with the narrative stories of border pedagogy. So Bapak Ibu, dear Bapak Ibu, I went to Taiwan at 2020, but then at that time I have already finished my master degree, and I'd like to continue or pursue my PhD degree. When I was in Taiwan, Pak Sam, can I make a short story first? So is it okay?
Yes, sure, man.
Yeah. So I have a short story toward this. I went to Taiwan at that time, and I just understood literally that there are 3,000 students in Taiwan, but outside of these Indonesian, we have also 16,000 people who are as the migrant workers. So 3,000 compared to 16,000 is a big number of Indonesian in Taiwan. Then one moment that when I came into some stores that I'd like to buy something to the native people, then my performance is like this. I'm wearing my hijab, so maybe the circumstance or the surroundings or the atmosphere of the country are quite different between Indonesia and Malaysia, and also Indonesia and Taiwan. So there is a little there's just a few person who wearing this hijab, and they asking me always a questions. Bekerja di mana ya, atau bekerja dengan majikannya seperti apa ya, majikannya galak atau tidak, and so on. So I just come back to my dormitory and thinking a lot toward these questions and thinking a lot toward these situations. And then I just come to another store, Pak Samsul. So in that moment, I just directly use the English. So I use my English to make an interactions with the native person. So as the information, everyone, Taiwan are also using English as the foreign language, but they are working so hard that English will be the second language of them. So they are preparing a very good curriculum so that 2030, they have already ready with the EMI, or English as the medium instructions. So the classroom will be fully English after 2030. And it's quite interesting because some people outside are also working hard to study English. So that's why when I went to another store and I directly use English, and they didn't ask me any questions about the previous questions that I said to you. So by having these ideas, then I'm thinking a lot, how come this English being a part of the social standard of the social level in Taiwan? That's quite interesting. And then I beg to my professor and make a dialogue with her in a deeper understanding, and she told me that it is okay to start with these ideas and then just find by yourself how's the meaning of English for you currently, because you are went to another country and having the interaction of Dr. Wan Irham said that this is a real interactions by using English. So that's the ideas, Pak Samsul. And then I come to the point of view toward the migrant narrative. Starting from that moment, I'm thinking a lot how then the ideas of English being the part of the social functions in Taiwan are truly having influence on migrant narratives. So migrants here, Bapak Ibu, not only the migrants worker or TKW or PMI, but also this is cover all of the migrant students. This is not only coming from Indonesian, but also Vietnam, Thailand, the Southeast Asia, Malaysia even also, but we are also the migrant students. And after that, I'm coming deeper to this point Pak Samsul. Having the ideas, then I tried to make a connection with anyone who live closely with me in Taiwan, but they are also coming from the same areas with me in Madiun. So Madiun, Dr. Wan Irham, as the information that, and also other fellows in Indonesia, that Madiun is also a small city. But then my place, my village are having a huge number of the migrant workers who are working in Taiwan. But before coming to Taiwan, I really didn't realize that issues. So that issue are really strange for me to understand. I just understand that my neighbors, even some of my close relatives who are not really in a good conditions of the economic, they are also working as the migrant workers. And by having these ideas, then I like to make a meaning toward myself and also the otherness. So I met Surya, this is a pseudonym, at Taiwan, and we were classmates in an elementary school, and he always got a first number, the first rank in the school at that time. Then I just really thinking, you are a very smart students, but then you are ended up with finishing your study in senior high school, and then you move to Taiwan to be the worker. And we discuss a lot with these ideas, and this is give a meaning for me to have the understanding of living in the borderland. And then after having some ideas of the document or literature review, then I got here the migration trajectory. So there are new order policy or West first investment starting in 1968 even. So this is already happened long ago. And then also farmers in Madiun sold the rice field to the foreign investor. Especially in some places, we know that if you make a deeper literature review, that in we have the place named Caruban, then they have some big companies which is owned by the Korean and also Chinese, and also promoting migration as the workers. So the government also promote our own society to have the migration to be the workers, not only the students. And me myself, I'm coming to the understanding of scholarship attractions. So by having the law of higher education number 12 year 2012, I came to Taiwan because of the attractions of this scholarship. So we are making the migrations. And for Surya, my friends, getting better life conditions and supporting for faster social ladder is his purpose. So here, Pak Samsul and other friends, here then I come to a shorthand of rationalizations. Then this is coming into deep understanding then how we live in this borderland by just having the English, me myself especially, just having the English as my understanding. English is just a skill and also competence. So I'm coming to the borderland here. The white one is the ideas of the borderland. This is not only the territory border, but also the mindset borders, but also the multicultural borders. Then when I live with myself conditions, then I live with my own identity in Indonesia. I am the majority in a society. If everyone remembered it, the first I mentioned that I'm wearing a hijab, and that's being a part of the point of the inequality, that we are different. So I'm coming from majority Muslim, then I come to the country which is there is a very few person of the Muslim, and also even most of them are atheists. So that's quite different to make them understood why I'm wearing this hijab and I speak English. Even they just understand someone who wearing a hijab is a migrant workers. So that's quite interesting to understand. And then I'm being the otherness. So while selfness my selfness working in Indonesia, then I moved to Taiwan being the otherness, and it's quite hard to understand not only the cultures but also the economic conditions, the religion, class matter, history, policy, ethnic, and also education. So I worked a lot to be the alienations. So sometimes being, oh, I am the alien in these Taiwan countries, and that's quite difficult. And then in this, these ideas make me understood how these migrations point of view led me to have the border pedagogy, and all of the understanding here are a part of the globalization. So that's why I tried hard to understand what is a kind of pedagogical movement toward my own English, just the understanding of English for me myself, to be how to say, to be a beneficial English for others, like that. And then I move next, Pak Samsul here. Then coming deeper to the understanding, then I realized why I couldn't understand these social issues regarding to English is also a part of the social class characteristic in Taiwan, and even maybe I back to Indonesia, and that's the similar ideas of English. And then having so many literature review and also dialogue, Pak Samsul, then I got the ideas that critical literacy pedagogy is the main point. So how then I could not understand the situations because of the knowledge segregation and framing. So starting from very first in my bachelor up to my master degree, I learned a lot because I really love English. So I focus a lot on English. Then I just make my own segregations. And I also diminish the segregations of the knowledge. So that's the being the main ideas of the border crossing. And also then I moved to the critical literacy pedagogy of English itself. And then what is the critical literacy pedagogy? Encountering here points, then modes of thought and also thought developed under the discourse segregation, which led the limitations of critical literacy pedagogical development. So then it is coming to next understanding that these ideas appealing for progress beyond disciplinary and also toward multidisciplinary and also toward the multi-language understanding, and then conceptual and ideational of the border crossing itself, Pak Samsul. Even I just maybe commonly I just reach the Asia Pacific regional studies understanding, but then maybe if we are coming wider outside of the Asia Pacific or Asia areas, then it would be a wider of this understanding. So everyone, that's the border pedagogy that I have toward the English and also the social issues that existed in Taiwan, as also comparing in Indonesia and also Southeast Asia, other Southeast Asia. And then by having that understanding, I come to the narrative inquiry approach. So how then I understand all of the phenomena or issues, then I use the narrative inquiry. As the information, Bapak Ibu, narrative inquiry here is not only the narrative text in the smaller levels. Narrative inquiry here is coming further to the approach. So maybe I want to introduce more about this narrative inquiry to be one of the qualitative method, qualitative approach using, one approach using in qualitative method. So coming to the detailed understanding, Bapak Ibu, here is the timeline on making the narrative inquiry. This is based on my own experiences, not only working in what happened during in Taiwan, but also I should come very far toward my own understanding, starting from elementary school up to the current period. So I write down this narrative toward 100 more pages. But we, me, myself, and my professor, even I has already graduated, but then my professor still working with me with this narrative inquiry result. So I didn't yet publish the book of these stories, maybe waiting along for 1 year more or another year, because my professor still also working in supervising this result. And then here, Bapak Ibu, the narrative inquiry approach provide opportunities to gain insights into the lived experience of individual, and those can illuminate an understanding of the field of the culture as the whole. So this is the ideas, Bapak Ibu. Narrative inquiry are focusing on personal experiences, but then these personal experiences are giving meaning to the society. So I work hard toward this narrative, even my own first narratives, and up to now that's still not finished, because this is a very long ideas of the stories. And then Kenali and also Clendenin, also in Lien, they also stated that narrative inquiry is the study of human experience in the world. The authors argue that the life of narrative are name of the structured quality of the experiences to be studied, and the inquiry of the studies. So this is the ideas, Bapak Ibu, of the narrative inquiry, and the process will be long, but could us make it short in the implementations of the classroom? Sure. So I have already finished with my implementation in this semester. So maybe I will share these ideas. So here is the narrative inquiry stages. Then it's starting from relocating a topic or problem or phenomenon of the interest, and then relocate yourself within another relevant culture experience. So I put myself as the Indonesian, and also I put myself living in Taiwan during 3 years and being a part of the Taiwanese people. And then, sorry, and then here, and the last stages are remembering or checking and so on. So later we could discuss about this. And then moreover, Bapak Ibu, what is important in this narrative inquiry is we call as the dialogues. So the dialogues here is not merely the conversations between one person to other persons, but the dialogues here is closely to the way how we identify our own self in the other's perspective. So I have making many dialogues in while I'm writing. Sorry, while I'm well, I wrote my narrative inquiry. Sorry, Bapak Ibu. So yeah. So this dialogue focusing on with some advice from my advisors, and then the employee, and then migrant workers. So I work with some migrant workers in Taiwan to have the understanding, not only the understanding about them, but also me, myself. And then discussing a lot with my boss. So do you have a boss? Yeah. Here, Bapak Ibu, as the interesting part of my narrative, that at the time in Taiwan, then I just curious how the migrant workers work with their daily conditions. And then I tried to have the part-time job, Bapak Ibu. So firstly, I like to just work in one week to have the experiences. But then my boss said, you could continue to be the workers here. And then during these 3 years, I worked with the boss, not merely just about the money, because I have already got the scholarship, but this is, I do some observation every day and every time when I work with them. So this is also a part of my dissertations. So the dialogues here is The dialogue here is focusing on me myself, making a dialogue and interaction, and also interview process during the time. I also making the observations, direct observation. I also make a friend with some migrant workers, and that's quite interesting for me, and also essential for me to gather the data. And I work with them around 6 hours a day, yeah, during the Saturday and also Sunday. So I also make a dialogue with myself. This is interesting, Bapak Ibu, and it's quite different. Quite difficult, because I should make myself into some part of me and then asking some questions back to myself, how these ideas of the narrative inquiry being valid, being compatible for the qualitative method. And then this one, Bapak Ibu, the ongoing dialogue will be conducted in this research, not only merely on the first interview process, it continue at the various level. So it could be very intimate conversations, and then also marginal commentary, accents, intonations, emphasize, gestures, laugh, and tears. So because while I'm having a days in Taiwan, so I should use English to make a communication. So here, English are having a big part of the conversation and also the dialogue. Here, Bapak Ibu, I'm making a conversation with my advisors and also the Taiwanese students and also the Taiwanese workers. So I work very hard to understand how this narrative inquiry working not only for me, but also other people. After having the experience, and I write down in the such essays, and I share it to Taiwanese students, even the workers. And then here the functions of the conversation is for recalling, reshaping, and also re-examining past experience. And then further, then I also make the conversations with other countries, students, and also workers. So here the multicultural understanding are working so hard. I work with the some Indonesian students, some Indonesian workers, some Philippines workers, and also students, Malaysian and also Vietnam. Even I also make a conversation with my friends from USA regarding to the English point, English positions. And then the next is now I'm coming to the narrative inquiry and English integrated skills. So by having this dissertation, then I just realized that this narrative inquiry works very well toward the fourth basic skill of the English, not only writing skills, but also speaking, listening, and the last one is reading point of view. Here I make it clear, Bapak Ibu. Terlalu cepat, Pak Samsul? Oh, the time is okay?
Yes.
Okay, so English integrated skill in the process of writing the narrative. I'm coming to the four based skills of English. Then I have listening and also speaking. Making conversation is not easy while we are having a barrier of language. They also having their own local language. And we use English as not merely the ways of communication, but deeper that this is create the intimate conversation or intimate dialogue, building the trust and also understanding each other. Then so that's I get my own data. And then the second one is reading. So by having these dissertations, finding the theoretical review of the border pedagogy and knowledge segregation framing, let me having the understanding deeper toward the process of reading. And then the last one is writing, of course, because I have already write down more than 100 pages of my own narrative stories. Then I'm still working with my professor with that point. So writing is a part of the most important thing in this narrative inquiry. And the last semester, Pak Samsul, I have, Bapak Ibu, I have already implement short examples of narrative inquiry, but this one is still very short time examples of narrative inquiry in my own class. That's the public speaking class. So having the relation with Dr. Wan Irham, then I focusing also in speaking class. This is the ideas, Bapak Ibu. So here the classroom implementations. The first step that I give to my students is then I deliver main topic. The main topic are related closely to the course descriptions, which is written in our curriculum. So after that, I ask my students to choose the surrounding or hot issues subtopic. Not only the topic which is having surrounding impact, but also surrounding issues. And then the student work on the literature lens. Here we have the writing process, Bapak Ibu, and also reading process. And students created the spoken narrative on the process of reaching the understanding the topic. So they also make the narrative. So here, because I focusing on the public speaking, so I move the narrative inquiry in the terms of writing to be the spoken one. So I asked the students to make the stories toward the certain topics, and then make the critical point of view toward this topic. And furthermore, they should also create the understanding toward the narrative inquiry on the spoken point of view. They make the presentation spokenly. And then the students presented the discussions to other students. And the last one, students presented the spoken narrative to the teacher. So me, myself, are going to have the interview with my students regarding to this narrative inquiry process, how they understand the process of this narrative, and how this narrative understanding give beneficial for them in self point of view, and also in group, and also in classmate point of view. So there are some students who has the outstanding performance, Pak Samsul and Bapak Ibu. So I got the second semester students with a very high critical thinking, and that's make me happy, because they understood that this narrative inquiry not only force their spoken understanding and also spoken competence, but also create the ways how they understood critical thinking toward the literacy literature lens. So this is the examples of main topic. I took the tradition or custom, or understanding the tradition or customs, but then one of the students are coming so far with the topic of Germany Oktoberfest, with the local history of this festival, starting from happening in the only for royal family, and then after that how it's being publicly used by all of the Germany people, and here the students giving some ideas of the critical point of view, and that's very good. And the second one, I'm still working with ongoing research, and this research are working together with my professor. So as I mentioned before, even I have already graduated, she's still working with me with some project. Here is working on currently we are working on some migrant children narratives. So migrant children is not only migrants worker children, but also migrant students children. So how then they struggle a lot while their parents are working or studying in another countries. So this is the ideas that we are still working, Bapak Ibu. Then I hope then later we could share this understanding. So I'm reaching my conclusion, Pak Sam. So is it too fast?
It's okay.
Okay, so maybe later we could have more discussions toward the narrative inquiry. So the conclusion is that the social matters about the migrant students and also migrant worker truly moved my heart. While writing this narrative inquiry, then the emotion are coming up, and also how to say, I always cried every night because I know the real conditions of the workers and also students are very hard, and this is moving my heart a lot. And then border crossers can be described as the individual who routinely transfer the obstructions. On my experience, I felt the sharp gap to living in the border crossing conditions. I, as the individual, should negotiate border on a regular basis, even me myself, and the interactions between socially, economically unequal positions could be produced and reproduce political and also cultural boundaries. And this is coming into the economic inequalities, even not only economic but also social inequalities toward the use of English as the social class brands. Yeah, so the one who could speak English are having a higher social status to the one who couldn't speak English. So that's the ideas, Bapak Ibu. So the last one, I could take the Evans narrative. A body crossing of a kind that is in theory, or the spirit at least, many personally, socially, intellectually, politically, pedagogically, and might approve. Narrative inquiry helps me to find myself in detail and could use the approach to create more possibilities and hopes, especially for my students here, Pak Samsul. Then I do hope that what I have already experienced in Taiwan during these 3 years are giving more understanding, hope, possibilities for creating the alternative English learning processes. So thank you so much, everyone, for having me. I back to Pak Samsul.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ibu Dwi Rosita Sari, Ph.D. What an insight on the learning of English, especially improving the speaking on different countries, and how you try to focus on multiculturalism and also having students able to speak very well for their life in the near future. And well, audiences, I'm very happy to welcome you with various questions. Feel free to ask questions just by activating the raise hand features, or you may type on the chat box. Okay.
Sorry, can I, Pak Samsul?
Yes, of
Sorry,
course.
I will be the first because I cannot find raise hand sign. I don't know.
Oh yes.
Sorry,
It's okay, Bapak.
thank you so much, Bu Dwi Rosita Sari.
Salam kenal Pak Irfan.
Saya alumni juga dari UNIPMA dulu ikut PGRI ya.
Adik kelas atau kakak kelas ini, Pak?
Kakak kelas.
Kok kakak kelas,
Thank you, Bu Rosita. Your talk is really emotionally provoking. Really emotional provoking. You have already shared and told your life experience of being academic sojourners in the sense in Taiwan, and your dialogic identities. Would you please tell me what probably the implications, if there is or there are, your emotional academic sojourners and the dialogic identities, and probably your shifting identities for your professional development and for language pedagogy. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Pak Irfan. Can I directly answer, Pak Samsul?
Yes, of course, man.
So thank you so much, Pak Irfan. Oh, maybe I could write more papers with Pak Irfan. Thank you, Pak Irfan. So this is a nice question. What is the implications of what you have already studied during this dissertation, and then what is the implication to what your students maybe? Let me share the ideas, Pak Irfan. Can I ask first, Pak Irfan, where do you come from originally?
Ngawi.
Ngawi, yeah, okay. So Pak Irfan is coming from Ngawi. Let me asking question, Pak Irfan. Do you have any migrant workers or living in surroundings of your house?
No.
No.
I live Ngawi for many years. I grew
Yeah.
up in Madiun, and there is no neighbors who be migrant workers. So I don't
Thank you.
quite understand.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's the ideas, Pak Irfan. So I'm truly sad, firstly, because I neglecting the conditions, the condition which is exist in my surrounding. As the information, Pak Irfan, I and Pak Samsul, not me myself. Sorry, Pak Samsul. I and Pak Samsul are living in a small village, in one region. Then there are so many migrant workers working in Taiwan, and also not only in Taiwan but also Korea, Japan, and other countries. So by having this understanding, living along 33 years already, I didn't understand these issues. But then coming back from Taiwan, then I could realize that there are so many people who live in my surrounding being the migrant workers. That's in my level. But coming further, the next generation, the next generation of the children are my students in Universitas PGRI Madiun. So I has already make a kind of data gathering. Then I got some of the students are the children of the migrant workers. And that's quite interesting because by having the dialogue with my friends, all of the migrant workers friends, migrant students friends, then some of the students are also a part of the migrant workers. So I just want to make my students who study English especially, they could understand that outside of this area, Universitas PGRI Madiun or living in Madiun, when you go out, then there's so many challenges and also opportunities opened by the migrant workers related to English. So how if we are similar to Philippines, migrant workers from Philippines are very good in English, sir. And their social levels are, I could say they are higher than Indonesian migrant workers. So if me, myself, as the teacher or lecturers, and also giving impact to my students who are having a high quality of English competence, then they could share more toward these surroundings, that would be very great. So that's the implication. And coming further to the pedagogy, your questions, Pak Irfan, then this is important to understand that while we understand the migrant workers in Taiwan, Japan, Korea are sending a lot of money and they are being a success person, that's our first understanding here. But while I'm being a part of them in Taiwan, then I could understand there are so many obstacles during this working process. Even some of them are having violence. It could be verbal violences, it could be abusement, it could be so many, sir, and that's hard because our understanding about the law and protection is so still lower. So that's the understanding. I just want to make my students understood that there's some pedagogy that could reach by having the literacy point of view. Even you could not go to Taiwan, Philippines, or other countries right now, but you could understand that you have the literature review you could read. That's the ideas, Pak Irfan.
Thank you so much, Bu Rosita.
Thank you, Bapak.
Thank you very much, Bapak Irfan and Ibu Rosita. Sari. Okay, well, we've already got another question written here on the chat box. We've got from Yulita Putri Nur Ardiani. Pardon me, Mrs. Rosita. Earlier you talked about the sensitivity of the hijab. How do you go about your daily activities and how do you explain that you are an immigrant student from Indonesia? Okay, take the floor, man.
Thank you so much, Mbak Yulita. Yeah. Mbak Yulita or wait, yes. Mbak Yulita Putri. Okay, that's a very sensitive question also. So, yeah, at the first time, I'm feeling uncomfortable with that kind of questions and also how to say treatment. Yeah, because I'm wearing a hijab, then they discriminate us. Oh, and they also having a low understanding about the migrant workers. And at the first time, I just make sharpen my identity. I use a jacket. I use the ID card of the school ID, and then you should understand me myself as the students, not the migrant worker at the first time. But right after I meet the migrant workers, I just say they are also pahlawan devisa and really pahlawan because they work hardly toward their jobs as the pahlawan devisa, and I appreciate them being the one of the heroes of Indonesia, especially in devisa. And I understand that at the first I tried to find my own identity being the students, but right after I understood the situations, I just come together with them. And I just come together and make them understand that I am also their friends, and they could share everything to me with the trust and also easily and heartful understanding. So at the first, maybe I reject the condition, but after that, I just make the adaptations, and I tried hard to understand the situation. It is not Taiwanese ways of discriminate us, but this is the way how they also understood the situations. They just understood, oh, this is Indonesia, and Indonesia has sent a lot, 16,000 workers. Compared to only 3,000 of the students. So I just try to make put myself into their shoes, that here is the conditions, and be it love or not, this then we should try to receive and also accept the conditions. So that's the ideas, Mbak Yulita. Thank you.
Okay, Ibu Yulita. Okay, what you want to say something?
Oh, Ibu Yulita, mohon maaf.
Thank you so much, Mrs.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. I think it's very clear. Before I read the next questions, I'd like to remind you, please, all audiences, fill out the attendance list shared on the chat box a few minutes ago. Once again, don't forget to fill out the attendance list. Okay, the discussion is getting interesting, and we've got another question here from Ibu Anes Lestian. Cheers, Bu Rosita. Really nostalgic story. What coming into my village is that Mem Rose just did it very well. Just like intelligent agent, doing operation to get real data and deep understanding by working with spatial symbols, okay, like the migrant workers as well. This is incredible. And Ibu Anes also mentioned a question I have only one question, member. How can you manage your time during this observation period? Well, you have to do your academic writing too. I mean, dissertation. Maybe you can share us effective strategy you use to deal with this. Okay, take the floor, ma'am.
Thank you, Mbak Anes. Yeah, I have heard your name a lot in this prodi, Mbak Anes. You are one of the alumni of Universitas PGRI Madiun. Thank you so much, Mbak Anes. Salam kenal. Saya Rosita. Regarding the questions, yeah, I worked with my boss, especially in the fishery. So I work in the fishery because when I was studying in Taiwan, I lived in Lien. Lien is a kind of the city close, very close to the seashore of the Asia Pacific Ocean. So that's why there's so many fishes. Then how then I manage the time? That's the question, and that's very good question, Mbak Anes. Of course, being an students, PhD students with the dissertations responsibility is not easy. But then while I got the understanding that this working phase is also my ways of gathering the data, then I do it with the heartful understanding. So because this working experience are also very beneficial for me and vital for these dissertations. And I work with the boss who are Taiwanese and also the friends who are also Taiwanese. And there, while I'm working, then there's so many migrant workers who come to the fishery. So that's, I could understand how they live, not only for making the meaning for myself and also the migrant workers. So that's the ideas. We we try hard to manage the time. Monday to Friday, I will work with my dissertation, and then Saturday and Sunday, I will work with the observations. So that's the ideas, Mbak Anes. Hopefully that's answered the questions.
Okay, thank you very much for a great experiences to Rosita Sari. Ibu Anes Listiani, want to say something? Okay, already written on the book.
Thank you, Mbak
Thank you
Anes.
so much, Memras, and you are so stunning. Okay.
Thank you
See
so much.
Thank you.
See you soon. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes, of course. I
Sure.
will.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And audiences, do you have any other questions? Feel free to unmute your microphone once you find it difficult to find the raise hand button. And you may also type your questions on the chat box. Okay. Thank you very much from Prof. Bambang Yudi Cahyono. Would you mind to uttering out the questions orally by unmuting your microphone, or would you mind me to read the question, Prof?
Okay, I will read the question, yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much,
Thank
Prof.
you.
Okay.
Rosita, thank you
Nje,
for
Prof.
presentation, yeah. My question might not be related to the topic here, but
Right.
I just want to ask this because it is related to our condition in general.
Yeah.
I wonder about the academic challenge you experience on campus. Would that be like Indonesian studying for a PhD in Indonesia? Because in my everyday life, I have a lot of students who are studying English in Indonesian context. That's like in Taiwan, maybe, yeah. But maybe you have a special case where you are highly motivated or you find a kind of desperating situation or what. Yeah. I think that would be interesting. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Professor.
Bapak. Thank you, Professor. Can I directly answer, Pak Samsul?
Yes,
Yes, of course, man. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, Prof. Bambang. Send my regards to Butitis, Pak Bambang, because we are having together for long. Thank you. So, let me answer the questions. Yeah, that's a great question, Bapak. Of course, being Indonesian who are learning English as a foreign language, that's quite difficult when we adjust with the real condition. When I went to Taiwan, that's not really a problem because the surroundings are also using foreign language, English as a foreign language. But then the problem is that when I have a friends from USA, the classmate from USA, so yeah. So I remember that time I have two classmates from USA. They are coming from Seattle and also New York. And they said to me that, Rose, are you the English teacher at the very first time? Yes, I am the English teacher. So let me correct your pronunciation 1, 2, 3 every time I make the presentations. And that's totally full in one semester, Professor. And then because of that condition, I shared to them then, okay, I give you a note. Then after this, during my presentation, you could write down all the pronunciation that may be inappropriate for you and as the native speakers. And that's really happened, Professor. And I just remember he said that, hey, you Indonesian, yeah, me as the one of the representatives, he said that when you are say think, it's a bit thing. I think, yeah, and I just remember one point that, and yeah, Professor, this is also a problem for us as the English users, but we are focusing on foreign language. But then I just understood that some friends from Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and other country will be easily accept these situations. But then maybe the native speakers are different. You speak English, but we are the English people did not understand what you are saying. And that's this is the cases in my class. And yeah, that happened, Professor, in my condition. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rosita. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Okay. Thank you, Ibu Turista Sari. I'm really happy to hear more about your shifting identity, starting from coming from a particular family in Madiun, being a lecturer, being an academic sojourner, being Muslimah, being Indonesian, being a PhD student, being a researcher or interviewer, back again to being a lecturer. Bu Rosita, really interesting. That's a comment from Pak Ahmad Rimai.
Thank you, Ahmad. Yeah, that's also the shifting identities that I felt, Pak Samsul. So coming from the majority to the minority is not easy. Yeah, that's the idea. Thank you, Pak Irfan.
Okay. Rosita, would you mind saying some words to the audiences, especially those who are approaching for studying abroad, especially in Taiwan? You may have a bit suggestions to help them motivated and eager.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Samsul. Maybe Pak Irfan is also the alumni from Japan, so also could share the experience. If I'm not mistaken, Pak Irfan. So thank you so much, Pak Samsul. Let me just telling the ideas, guys. I got the scholarship from Taiwanese government. The scholarship name is the Ministry of Education Scholarship, and they paid fully funded for me during 3 years, and they also opened for 4 years for the PhD and also 2 years for the master students degree. So if you could reach this scholarship, then I would say this is beneficial, and the money is enough, Pak Samsul. So that's why I reached this scholarship. So maybe I'm working because of the needs of the observational data. So that's the ideas, Pak Samsul. If you want to went to Taiwan, they needed TOEFL and also IELTS as well. But in the real context, we studied English in the classroom, but then we move outside and they use Chinese. So itu yang ke ya, because because I also we also as the student have high opportunities to study Mandarin, Pak Samsul, and they give the class freely. So if we studied 6 semester, then the Chinese class will be also freely for 6 semester, and for all the international students. So that's the ideas, Pak Samsul. Thank you.
What an inspiring, ma'am. What inspiring, ma'am. Guys, audiences, keep you motivated.
Is there
And yes, Mr. Irfan, please take the floor.
opportunity for me?
Yes, of course.
For Rosita
You're
to
part
apply
of
for PhD
Universitas PGRI.
position at Donghua University.
Monggo, Bapak. Monggo, Bapak.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Doctor. Dr. Irfan Rifai, want to share your experiences a bit and motivate the audiences?
Okay, thank you. I obtained my PhD from Leeds University in the UK, but it is fully funded from Indonesian government at the time. That is, at the time LPDP still in the process, so I got from Dikti. Previous, prior to my PhD, I got scholarship from Netherlands University, Leiden and Utrecht. After that, I got another scholarship also in Japan. But I wish I will get another scholarship from the US. Actually, I'm now interviewer of LPDP, ISMA, PPI, and I am a M.Pd assessor. Assistant
Great.
now. Thank you.
So great.
Thank you very much, Bapak Ahmad. Sorry, thank you very much, Bapak Irfan Rifai, PhD. We are very proud of having you as part of Universitas PGRI Madiun, and we wish that we can keep in touch for further agenda. Okay, well, I think the time is running, and I'd like to ask you for the last, if you still have questions. We are still having 5 minutes for questions. No, yep. Okay. So I think there will be no more questions related to the second keynote speakers. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this session, I thank Ibu Dwi Rosita Sari, PhD, for your valuable contributions. Your insights have undoubtedly enriched our understanding of the relevant topics, and you also motivate us to realize our dreams of studying abroad, and also give us all the chances and the strategies to overcome the problem. And hereby, I'm honored to present you Ibu Dwi Sari, PhD, with the Certificate of Appreciation for your understanding contribution as keynote speaker at the Elitics 20 and 24 seminar.
Thank you, Pak Samsul, for the certificate of appreciation. Thank you so much for English department. Thank you, Bu Erli, and all of the lecturers that I have here. Thank you so much, Pak.
Okay. What a nice seminar. What a great seminar coming from the first and the second speaker. As we are approaching the end of the seminar for the first day, let me extend my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished keynote speakers, Dr. Irham bin Ishak. Thank you very much, Doctor. And also Ibu Dwi Rosita Sari, PhD.
Thank you, Pak Samsul. You're welcome.
Okay. Your sharing is very valuable. It gives us new insight, and also your contribution has been inspiring and made this seminar platform for a substantial academic exchange and professional growth. I would also like to thank all participants for your engagement, questions, and thoughtful interactions. Your presence and contribution have significantly enriched our discussion and helped create a vibrant and collaborative atmosphere. Thank you again for participating in the first day of the International Seminar on English Education, Literature, and Linguistics, Elitics 2024. Remember to join the second day session tomorrow. We are still reaching out online through a Zoom meeting. At the first session, we are going to have Professor Lien C. Nancy from National Donghua University, Taiwan. And we continued with the parallel session of about 72 presenters from various cities in Indonesia. Lecturers, teachers, professionals, and also pre-service teachers are participating. I also like to deliver my warm hospitality to our colleges and experts from Universitas Negeri Malang, Universitas Pasundan, Universitas Negeri Medan, Universitas PGRI di Buana, STKIP PGRI Bangkalan, Politeknik Negeri Malang, Universitas Islam Jember, Universitas Abadi Karya Indonesia, UNAKI Semarang, Universitas Nusantara PGRI, UNP, Kediri, and others unmentioned participants. And finally, as we conclude, let's apply the knowledge and connections as we gain here to our respective roles. May this first day seminar inspire continued learning, research, and collaboration. With this, I return the session to the Master of Ceremony. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Pak Samsul, as the moderator of the first day of our seminar. So, ladies and gentlemen, finally we've come to the end of our today's seminar. Before it, I would like once again say my gratitude to our keynote speaker today, Dr. Irham bin Ishak. Thank you very much for giving us much knowledge and insight about ESP. Thank you very much, sir. And also for our second keynote speaker, thank you very much for the amazing experience that have been shared to us and all of the participants that have an active participate in today's seminar. Okay, so this is the end of our seminar today. See you again in tomorrow again day, the second day of our seminar. Good afternoon. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Bu Puput.
Thank you, Ibu Puput. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dwi Rosita.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
See you tomorrow, sir.
Yeah, inshallah. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Nice to meet all of you.
Okay, very happy to see you again.
Yes, same here.